What do the names Kunaguero, Danny Carvajal, Ika Casillas, Noan Cocano, Christian Eriksen, Sammy Khedira have in common? Think you know the answer to this? Well, if you know, leave your comments in the comment section. If you don't know, stick around to find out. Welcome back, viewers and subscribers, to Wizards of Sports TV. This is your host, Sports with Greg, host with the most. And I just wanna, before I continue with the video, I just wanna apologize to all my viewers for the long-awaited delay in me putting out another video. You know, unfortunately, things happen in life sometimes. Life gives you tests that you hadn't studied for, and you still gotta pass them. So, with that being said, let's get into the topic of this video. So, what do these players have in common? Well, these players, along with so many more, careers have been halted, some ended by heart ailments. Some of them had cardiac arrest. You know, some of them actually they other medical terms I'm not able to pronounce right now. I don't remember them actually, but yeah, quite a few players around the world have been affected by heart issues. A few locally in Jamaica. I mean, I remember a few seasons ago, a schoolboy from high schooler from St. George's College actually passed away in the field of play. That was pretty disheartening to see, you know, the effect it had on his peers, his opponents, you know, parents, all the spectators there, the whole school community, you know, mourned his loss when that happened. And for a while, I used to feel like it mainly affected players from African background, black background. But recently, Enoch Mwepu from Brighton, he had a heart condition in a Premier League game. This was probably about 3 weeks or so ago. And after several tests were run, it was decided his doctors advised him that for his best interest, he should retire from playing football, or else he might have a cardiac arrest in the field of play. And, you know, like I said, when this happened, I went ahead and did a research to see the players that have suffered similar fate over the years, you know, whose football careers have been halted. And I go back to 2003, the first time I saw this happen. Can't forget, June 26, 2003. The same day LeBron James was drafted. Cameroon was playing Colombia in a Confederation Cup game. And Marc-Vivien, I think he wore number 17 for Cameroon back then. Yeah, he was this, you know, very physical midfielder. He collapsed on the field of play, and there was nothing they were able to do to resuscitate and save his life. He passed away, sadly. You know, RIP, condolence to the Cameroon community once again for that. But yes, when that happened, you know, and a few other incidents, I kind of felt like, you know, it was more of more happening to black athletes or black footballers. Because after his, you know, well, prior to his, actually, Noan Cocano, who Nigerian, won the Olympic gold in the US 96 for Nigeria, played for a number of years for Arsenal, was actually a part of the Arsenal Invincibles team. You know, played for Portsmouth, had a very good career. He actually did a surgery in 1996 to correct his heart irregularities, and that prolonged his career longer. You know, then after him, there was this Ghanaian, German naturalized citizen Gerald Asamoah. He was actually born in Ghana, but moved to Germany at the age of 12. He played for all those years with a heart condition. You know, I remember they used to have a at each of his when he played for Schalke, actually. Back then I watched German Bundesliga. When he played for Schalke, they used to have, I don't remember what equipment they had, but they always have to have it at the sidelines whenever he had games, because they never knew whenever this condition would affect him and he would collapse on the field. But he went against his doctor's orders and he played out his football career. He played up until 2014 or 15, I think, for the second team of Schalke. But not all the other players, were as lucky as him. Like I said, Marc-Vivien, he collapsed on the field and died. There is another African, Fatty Papi. He played in the South African League. He had stopped playing for a while in 2016. Got back playing in 2018. In January 2019, his team released him because they realized the conditions were starting to occur again. They released him. He signed with another team. Unfortunately, 4 months later, he collapsed on the field again and died this time. So, two casualties that on the international stage that were African players. But there are also quite a few Europeans that it has affected, Like I said, Lynn Thuram. Not Thuram, sorry. Thuram is out of African descent. Sami Khedira. His career was halted for a while. He did not play for almost a full year because his heart condition affected him. Dani Carvajal from Real Madrid. He has actually retired and was out of football for a year and then made a comeback. Come back one day, the one La Liga and one Champions League with Real Madrid. Iker Casillas, his career was cut short because he collapsed in training at Porto. Same thing happened to Kun Aguero when he moved to Barcelona. And, most of us already know what happened with Christian Eriksen just last year during the European Championships. He collapsed on the field while playing for Denmark, was advised not to play again. His team then, Inter Milan, had released him, but he got medical treatment, got a pacemaker installed, and was back in the field in January for Brentford. He now donned the colours of that team from Manchester, that red side. But, luckily for him, he was able to carry on his career. Now, we pray that, those conditions doesn't reoccur and end his career shortly or, worst case scenario, take his life. But yes, there are actually, like I said, quite a few European players or players from Caucasian background that this condition has happened to. So my thing is, because when I'm doing a regular medical, or if I go to my doctor and tell them, I feel pain in my chest or any form of complaints that has to do with your chest, they do a lot of stringent tests. I've been EKGs, stress tests, the whole works. What I'm wondering is, what kind of tests do these players do when they're doing their physical? And how often are they required to do those kind of tests? Because it is strange that athletes are privileged to so much advanced medicine, There's so much there for, they have their team as their own specialists that are designated just to the team. That's their job. They're not seeing regular patients every day. So this is something they should be able to catch. At least I'd assume so. That this is something they should be able to catch from an early stage. Or does these conditions creep up on you? Or, can go undiagnosed for a long time until it gets to a stage where, or until it actually affects you on the field of play. I don't know if there is anyone in the comment section, any of my viewers with any medical background, with any medical knowledge that can elaborate on this somewhat. But when you look at the names of the players over the years, or the number of players over the years on the international stage, not just in a little local league or a schoolboy league in the Caribbean, or somewhere down in South America, that this happens to. This happens to big name players on the world stage time and time again. Is there something that they can do about this to catch it earlier, or you just have to hope that this condition does not happen to you? Anyways, that's all I have time for today. Like I said, leave your comments in the comment section. We can discuss on this some more. Until next time, stay safe. Have a blessed one. Peace.